Hello, expansion tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Stardrive 2 with me, BlueAnkylo. We've explored, now we're going to expand, then we're going to exploit, and then we're going to exterminate. Did you get it, Commander? Did you get it? Alright, so anyway, we're sending our amazing small fleet down to take care of some crystals, and then we're going to be free to send colony ships, which means we need to actually build some colony ships. We're going to have a couple defensive spies. 2 spies on defense isn't going to do us a whole lot of good, but we'll build some more later on. And I was discussing command points between the episodes. We're actually at our fleet limit, basically. 7 out of 7. It costs, as long as you have a command module, for each of these cruisers it costs 2 command points. And then as long as you have a command module, a frigate costs 1. So that's exactly 7. Although you do get a discount when you're orbiting a home planet. So that is that. There is indeed future tech. One of the chat members has mentioned that I think it's in Imperial methodology. Once you get to the very end, you can add bonus command points through this. I don't think it's a very good deal, and assuming you've been expanding, by the time you're at level 10 tech, you shouldn't have a command point deficit, really. You'd have a pretty amazing... Unless you're... Well, every time I've gotten that far, my command point limit was like 200 or something, so your fleet was ridiculous by then anyway. But it is good to have if you need it. Alright, so let's continue. We have another spy. We'll make a couple more freighters because we're right at the limit. Alright, we got another battle. So these guys, it's about this. I think this is going to be very similar to the red crystal fight we had last episode. Except there's 1 extra. In fact, these guys might even be smaller than the last ones. Right? These were, I think I had 2 of these size and then 1 larger. This is 3, like, Corvette size, I think. Put the cannons in the back. Laser flower sort of in the middle to kind of guard them a little bit. Because this thing does have a lot more armor. I forgot when I designed the ship to set it to keep moving. That's my bad. Alright, let's do this. Once they're within range, I'll split the targets up. They're all about the same speed. I guess I'll have a focus on the big one. I have a feeling the little ones are going to be hard to hit. Although if they do get hit, they'll probably blow up very, very easily. Let's see if our guys are a little bit more accurate this time around. It's a lot of misses. Wow. Wow. Come on, guys. You are not proving the effectiveness of the mass driver right now. Wow, that's really disappointing, actually. Alright, the big one's taking a lot of damage. These little guys are going to be a real pain, though. But we've got shields. These are only ion beams, I believe, so they're not that dangerous. Oof. We missed way too many shots, though. That was bad. Alright, got a hit there. Good, good, good. Yeah, we're fine. Don't worry about it. I want you to be a little bit closer, actually. Now, these ships aren't very agile, so they turn really slowly. Which is why you need, like, point defense or something like this to help out. Although, when they do hit, they just 2,000 damage. Also, I forgot to mention, you can change the camera angle. For some epic cinematic view. Come on, somebody kill this guy. There's no way this little guy is gonna win. I doubt he can even break our shields. Let alone if we press the power to shield button. So, that's a victory. We got some kills. We got a couple levels up. Remember, these guys were both level 1 last time, so they're gonna start getting more accurate. It's gonna take a little bit of work. And they barely did any damage at all, like, compared to the kind of massive hits there, yeah. Ion beams aren't very good. I think against unshielded enemies, no, that's the fusion beam. I don't know, ion beams just aren't very good in general. Winter Sports Resort, sweet! Money and approval. This is because it's a tundra planet, and, I mean, the plants, they like winter sports. What do the subterranean plant people do for winter sports? It's probably more like we capture humans and roll them down the mountains in crazy ball contraptions or something, and then they just, our plants just sit somewhere in the sun and watch through the little spy glasses. I don't know. That's my idea. Let's explore this system while we're here, and then we'll go refuel. We probably don't have a whole lot of fuel to spare, seeing as there's no tanker in this fleet. Alright. Nothing else to do right now. Fighter Bay! Yeah, we'll definitely want to make a carrier before too long. Carriers are awesome. So yeah, here's your ion beam tech. It's not very good on ships, in my opinion, but for fighters, it's better than whatever they start with, so we'll go with that. We'll probably also rush one of these three very soon, but this one's really cheap, so we'll research that first. This is your anything but a asteroid gets +2 pop. We don't really need these right now, because we have a pretty massive population cap due to our special perk. This is the opposite for only asteroids, and this is produce ships quicker. We might end up going with that, but I am a pretty big fan of more population, so we'll have to think about that. And this place has got an ultra poor tundra. It does have Bacta. This is population growth, which is nice, and if you get 2, which this will give it, it also gives us +10% approval. So we'll probably almost 100% guaranteed colonize this first. This will give us some approval, this will give us some population growth, and that will make future colonies, like down here, for Noxium and stuff, a little bit quicker. Maybe we will go for these asteroids, I don't know. We get +6 credits per turn if we, billion credits per turn if we go for this planet, thanks to Diamond Rain. There's actually a fair number of averagely good planets down here. Lots of resources, but very poor on the richness, except for the asteroids, of course. Maybe I should go asteroid superstructure. There's a fair number of asteroid belts, or something like this. A rich radiated might be the way to go. Normal G. So, like I said before, heavy G kind of downgrades the richness by 1 level till we get tech. Death by squid, not yet. So far, just crystals, and I think our fleet might be good enough for a small squid invasion. I wouldn't want to bet on it too much, but I think we could survive. Alright, let's get that colony ship done. And the starbase is probably a good idea for our frontier to actually have a starbase. We could theoretically colonize here, but it's more likely to make them mad at us. We also could go through the wormhole with our combat fleet and try to fight whatever the large ship was up there. But I don't think I'm willing to try that. That's a pretty large fleet that was on the other side, and I'm not sure we're ready for that yet. Colony ship completed. Alright. Just the colony ship, please. And what did I say first? What do we currently have for resources? We have 1 Lambda. I would love to get more Lambda. If I could find 1 more Lambda, I would be really, really happy here. This run is going better. I didn't have a lot of good colonies, but I didn't worry about building a colony ship early. I just focused on getting some tech and getting some ships out quickly, which is, probably smart. And then now we're able to clear out the neutrals, so we can actually colonize now. So yeah, Lambda would be amazing, but I don't think I've seen any of that yet. Any second stash, basically. So therefore, the next best would be Trilithium is a small speed increase. Helium is fuel efficiency, which is very meh. Beams are also not that big a deal for me most of the time. Noxium is tactical speed, which I also don't use much. Missile damage, again, I'm not a huge fan of that either. So probably the Bacta route for population and approval is solidly the best. I think colonizing for resources first is better than colonizing for... Unless you find like an ultra-rich Terran large planet, or a huge Terran ultra-rich with no negatives, that would be... you could not pass that up. You would have to colonize that instantly. But Unless there's a really nice ship like that, or a really nice planet like that, probably should just focus on a good resource. Try to get that first. Kappa. Yeah, someone really wanted me to colonize the Kappa system last time, but we just can't pull it off. One thing I'm going to be interested in is we're going to colonize down here. Nowhere near the Colonization, but I'm expecting to get a negative expansionist buff, because that's what always happens. Buff, penalty, you know the drill. But we need to colonize. Alright, racial profiling. You love it, we love it. The Draylocks. So we haven't met these yet. These are the sneaky spies. Yeah, I played a bit between the first stream of Stardrive 2 and the last couple ones. I had a couple small practices, so I sort of know what I'm doing a little bit better. Just did a couple offline quick ones. So these guys, they're spyful, you know. These are the galaxy spies. They want to learn more about these guys, the robot. To be honest, I don't mind having them as neighbors. I can't. What was the name in Master of Orion 2? There was a similar species that was creative. Or maybe not wasn't creative, but it was always spying on you. And it ended up stealing all of the tech in the game if you didn't kill them quickly. I can't remember the name, but that's like the faction these guys are based on. These guys are not nearly as bad as them. Not even close. Alright, research. You know, I think having nice asteroids is going to be good, because we get like +2 population thanks to subterranean. Normally you get only a 1 pop on an asteroid by default. We'll be able to get up to 5, and then eventually 7 if we get another tech, and another one up to 8 if we get another tech after that. An 8 population ultra rich asteroid will be really good. We'll make a ton of production. We'll have to ship them a lot of food, but still, it'll be good for it'll be really good for building ships and stuff. And this guy, you know, the truth is, actually having a shipyard here, having a wormhole right there that leads to the center of the galaxy, that might be a really efficient spaceport, basically. If we build all of our ships somewhere, you know, far away and pretty safe, then we can just ship them into the middle, expecting to fight it here and over here quite a lot in the mid-game. I think that's a good strat. So let's go. We actually won't need these for a fairly long time, so I'm not in a rush to research them. Maybe we should hit one of the fusions, though. The fusion beams are cool. They're kind of the same as ion beams, except double damage to hull. So once you're fighting shields, they're not very good, but they're better than ion for sure. But the problem is that fusion power is your direct upgrade from nuclear power, and it's a huge upgrade. And fusion engines are your only upgrade from basic engines, which again is very, very strong. So getting both of those is in our best interests very quickly. The Colonization have both of them, so strictly speaking, we could get assimilation, attack them, and hope that we get lucky enough to get both of those from conquest once they've maybe colonized a bit. In which case maybe I should research that, but I don't think we're going to conquest just yet. Let's plan on power. Power, I think, is the most important of those three. If you want to have high shields with, like, I'm using mass drivers, which are expensive on power, and shields, which are expensive on power. Being able to generate more power is in our best interests. It is spaced out, and the odd thing is, Jay, this is a small galaxy. There's only 50 systems, I believe, if I remember my selection. And there are 8 AI factions, and I put the neutral encounter rate a little bit higher. I put it, like, whatever normal is, I put it +1 from normal. So I'm expecting to find something down here. Imagine 8 enemy factions. You know, I shouldn't have that much room to expand, but we'll see. I don't know. Random. You never know. If I can colonize this system, I'll be happy. If I can colonize that system, I'll be really happy. And then we'll backfill over here afterwards. Got another colony ship, and I do think that I am going to send it after this ultra-rich asteroid right now. What? Are you kidding me? you think it's quicker to sail through Coldrasine to the center of the map where there's all the aliens and take the wormhole. No, no you don't. You're going this way. There will be fuel. By the time he gets out of our zone, this one will be colonized and the fuel radius will increase and he'll be fine. The other asteroid belts are only abundance, which are not nearly as good as ultra rich. So, like, that's 3 production per worker. That's nothing amazing. But ultra rich, that's 8 production per worker. That's more than twice as good. So, that's my priority there. And also, like Chad has mentioned, it's likely that there's another faction over here somewhere. I'd like to grab up this territory if I can. And I do need to send a scout over here. Let's get that going, actually. Let's send the exploration frigate. We'll keep him in our zone for now, so he's got enough fuel, and then we'll head over. See, we'll find some. I'm sure we'll find someone before too far. Do we just keep pumping out colony ships? Let's put out a couple more spies, and then a couple more colony ships, and we'll probably run out of freighters somewhere in there too, so we'll get those ready to go. Let's actually go freighter fleet, because once we start actually colonizing, every new colony is going to require a freighter ship to ship them food, especially for like asteroids and stuff. So space that out. This place is going to get polluted, but you can see, right? We just gained 10 production from that the building we got, which is pretty sweet. We have spare food. Spare food equals money. I don't think we need to focus on production too much. In fact, I might put a couple people into tech, because I'm not building anything super, super important. This will give us a little bit quicker teching. And then this planet will focus just primarily on building itself up, really. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, good. We do need to find some more alien factions so we can do some more tech trading. Okay, we have our starbase completed up here. This place is reasonably protected now. Not a lot in the early game can take out a starbase, except for mass drivers. Yeah, pollution, infantry, happiness. What kind of long-term planet is this going to be? Tundra is not good for food. It's not great for food. Abundant isn't amazing. It could be a research colony. I don't know what we'll do with it just yet. We'll see how it goes. Got another spy. Should be colonizing in a couple turns. Alright, so we're going to get our back to route. Not very good for farming again. Really, this is horrible planet otherwise. I'm only colonizing it for fuel range and the resource. Oh, I didn't even read that. Ancient asteroids, sorry. This is handy, by the way. It comes with a +2 android population. It's actually pretty good. That's a nice perk. So these guys, they're really good at everything except research. They get, I think, +1... Yeah, they've got industrious workers, just like you picked the +1 productive trait. But they get -1 to research, I believe. Or maybe -1.5, actually. So, pretty good farmers. I think they get the same thing as... Yeah, they get +1 for research, or +1 for farming, the same as if you pick the +1 farming trait. So they're far better at farming than these guys. Unfortunately, because they're... Well, maybe there is no... You know, I should send these guys back to the homeworld and have them farm. Because they'll get the +1 on my homeworld that my plants don't. Is that a good idea? I need more freighters. Is that a good idea? I think that's a good idea. We're going to do that. We need a couple more freighter fleets. Yeah, definitely going to need more freighter fleets. If we're shipping all of our food out of our homeworld to all these other places and no one else is making any food at all. Alright. Also, no enemies yet. You might even see their border if we hit it, but we did not. So you're heading to the asteroid. My scout is gonna go. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I don't want to maximize fuel usage perfectly. This is just a little bit. It'll save us a little bit of time. All right, now I see that this thing is complaining about starvation. It's because we're exporting a whole unit of food instead of and keeping a negative point. I think it's almost a bug because we're using half a unit of food per person, and it only ships full, or it will ship out a full unit, so you're left with a negative half. Even though we were producing enough food to feed everyone, I think the freighters only ship full units, if that makes sense. All right. Building freighters like crazy. So fusion power, just to show you guys the actual module, it is a significant upgrade. So right now, that's the fusion reactor. The nuclear reactor is a 2x2 or 1x1 that gives you 50 power, or 10 for the little guys. Fusion is double that for the same space. Now it costs more hammers to build, more than double in fact. So it's less efficient on hammers, but way more efficient on space, which is really, really important if you're trying to build amazing ships. So I'm not going to really respec this right now, but we could almost assuredly fit in, say, 3 in the middle and free up that space easily. That gives us more room for engines if you wanted it, or, you know, we just put in more shields or something or whatever. It's really, that's one of your major tech enablers, I feel. Oh yeah, fighters, I forgot about that. We should make a carrier, to be honest. We can fit 4 fighters on here. Ooh, we could fit 6. Could fit 7 fighters? That's not bad. Each fighter bay holds 4 fighters, and you don't get to build your fighters. I think in Stardrive 1, you got to customize the fighters that went into the fighter bay, and then the large fighter bay, I think, had, it was like corvettes and frigates you could send out. So you had like capital ships that sent out frigate tier from the fighter bays, and you could design all of them. I don't think we're allowed to do that. Oh, I know we're not allowed to do that in this game. So the fighters are just automatically equipped with the best tech they can find. They will get shields if you've given them fighter shields. They will get eventually phasers if you can give them phasers. The heavy fighters will get whatever missiles you've got, stuff like that. We'll build one of these later. For now, I don't think I'm in a rush. I don't think we need to do that just yet. Colonizing, exploring. We have enough freighters now. Let's do the little switcheroony. So I want these 2 guys to go to Sporl. And I will send, in replacement, 2 guys to here. I had enough ships to do that. Good. Alright, that'll be nice. So Sporl, I'm not really in a huge rush. I mean, I do want to get colonizing, but again, I can focus a little on research as well. I'm actually making quite a lot of food here. What are you guys focusing on down here? Oh, oops, I probably wasted a turn. I should have had this started right away. Oops. Automated rover bay. Always get your production first, in my opinion. Probably Xenomine, because we're moving some people over. Pollution sequencer. I generally start with the cheapest to build production buildings. In any of these kind of games, that's my focus. Get those out of the way first, unless you're in dire threat of attack, or you're really just in a rush to get research or something. But really, build these first, and then build your research, and you'll get more research quicker anyway. So that's generally the smart way to play it. We'll get the passive research after that. Then we'll get the starbase. Then we'll make sure they're happy. And then we'll figure out what comes after that then. I mean, with 2 production right now, this is an ultra poor planet. This is not ever going to be good for production. We'll probably end up just researching here, to be honest. I don't see why we do anything other than research. I still want to build the production buildings, but we'll end up focusing on research almost assuredly, so let's put that in there. It'll take a while to build up, but that's the plan. Alright, everything is good. Another colony ship starts. Oh, research. So we've made a few jumps in physics. Subspace projectors, I haven't really figured out very well. In the first Stardrive, you could just set up, you could say, from this planet to this planet, and the constructors will just automatically build a route for you. I haven't found any way to do that just yet. So you have to put them down manually, and it's a kind of a real pain. Plus, I don't know how much faster they make you actually travel. So it sounds really good, but then again, you could pick this and just get a flat, like 20% speed buff to all your ships on the campaign map. Or you can make your ships better by giving them main engineering and having less. You get more tactical map speed and more sort of power efficiency. It's pretty good. But yeah, let's get these. We're gonna get assimilation when we need it. Let's get orbital habitat next, and that'll make the upcoming asteroid colonies much better. Oh, also, I forgot to check. Alright, we have no expansionism with the Colonization and no expansionism with the humans. That's good. They're not mad at me for expanding yet. And hopefully, if I don't colonize near them, they won't. But I have seen where I colonized, like, in my territory. Like, say I colonized... Well, pretend this was a real planet. Say I colonized there, right in the middle of my territory. You wouldn't think anyone would care, but someone over here would be like, hey, stop expanding. You need to leave planets for us. Even though it's like, this is pretty clearly my planet. But, you know, AI gotta be AI. Okay, so it's gonna take a while for the pop to switch. Honestly, not a whole lot to do right now, but let a few turns go. You're not getting mass drivers, though. That's it's not gonna happen. 22 more turns of a small trade. What can we do for tech here? Maybe I should try to get the fusion engines off of him. Although, he's not getting mass drivers. You can forget that. I don't really have anything expensive yet to trade that I'm willing to give him. I need fighter bays. He does not need them. He does not need shields. He does not need mass drivers. You can have, like, rover bays, production. Maybe I should just give him some trade this time. Ah, we don't have a lot of tolerance. That'd be 4 turns, and it's not a very valuable one. Actually, I wonder the bank. He's got a few techs I would certainly like. Engines and the bank would be particularly good. I should research a higher level tech that I can trade for more points, just to make sure I can get some of those. Also, the foreign exchange thing is fairly cheap, but this is horrible. This sends one of his population to my homeworld and one of mine to his, which immediately causes your approval to go down because there's multiple species on your homeworld. And I don't think there's any way to just kill them off, so it's not a good strategy in my opinion. Alright, well let's try to sell him some tech. How much money has he got? He's got no money. Got any resources? This guy... I don't know if we're going to be able to trade anything here, buddy. I'd have to basically give it away. I mean, I don't really care if you get a research lab. That's fine, but... he won't take a straight trade for anything at low level. Like, even though that's fair, he will never even come close to taking it. I would have to pay money just to get it. I could just straight up sell it to him, but he doesn't have any money. I guess, like, I could sell it to him for, like, maybe 150. I would take 150 credits, but he doesn't even have that. If he had a lousy resource, I'd buy that for 100 or something, but... nowhere near that. That's really too expensive. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to trade here unless I go over the tolerance level, or give him something that I'm not going to give him. I would rather go to war than give him a good tech. Like fighter bay, mass drivers, shields, toxin bombs. He cannot get any of our military tech. He missed it. If he didn't research them, that's his loss. I'm not giving them to him. You know what, Colonization? You don't get any trade today. You should have waited till I had more tolerance, and then I could have traded you some... I would have given you medium trade rights or something, but... You rushed it because you wanted my tech, but you had nothing that you were willing to trade in return that's any good, so... nope, too bad to you. I don't really care about that. We're not going to be farming here on Aerontor anyway. University on Sporl. So... It costs us a bit of upkeep, but it does give us plus 10% modifier for the rest of the game. Although I believe you can demolish your university if you really need to save up some cash. It starts with 5%. We can turn it to 10. I don't think Sporl is ever going to really be a research capital. We're getting a lot of research from there right now because all of our other colonies are very small. But in the long run, our homeworld is not... It's a rich planet. It's not meant for research. It's meant for building stuff. So I don't want to... I don't have a whole lot of income. I don't want to throw it away. And I think we get 5% anyway, so, you know, that's fine. Who needs schools? Yeah, private university, no upkeep, 5%. If I had built it, it would have said -2 upkeep and 10% research, so... We get a good upgrade. We get a little upgrade anyway. That's fine. Pollution done. We just polluted this planet at the same time that we got the pollution resequencer. Isn't that hilarious? This place is nearly caught up. Good. It's actually quite happy as well. Yeah, that Bacta route. I forgot to mention that. Between the winter sports resort and the Bacta route, these guys are pretty happy. In fact, 43 production. They're producing as quickly as Sporl is with 2 researchers. Although we managed to get 59 here, this is much better. Remember, we were down to like 30 for a while. So, definitely an improvement. Try to get these... Oh, great, pirates. Where do you think they're going to come from? Arantar is fine. I'm going to preemptively send this fleet this way a little bit. Anything with a starbase should be fine, but the planets that don't have a starbase could be... Basically, I don't think they invade, but the same thing has happened with the crystal ships up here. They blockade and shoot down your freighters, so that's not very nice. Alright, where are they? Okay, that's fine. That's actually no big deal. You guys, kill them. I'm not even going to wait and use the starbase. I want these guys to kill them and get the XP. Should be fine. This is a weak barbarian group, I think. Actually, we can probably check. Yeah, they got 2... carriers aren't that weak. They've got 3 shields. Not much in the front, though. So if they hold still, the mass drivers will just punch through the middle like nothing. They will have a fighter bay, but our laser flower will take care of the fighters. They got some ion beams, fusion engines. They've already got kind of better tech. Well, I guess similar tech as ours, but... No, look at that. Antimatter reactors? Yeah, we can't get those for a long time. It's not exactly fair, but that's okay. They would need a larger fleet than that to cause too much trouble. Maybe we'll blow that pirate up and then we'll call it an episode. Freighters are still doing okay. Oh, did I forget my colony ship again? Yeah, could have. I'm wasting a couple turns not paying attention. Oh. Well, we're not exploring there right now. Gonna have to head home. So this may be the problem. Like, basically, there probably is an AI faction over here, but I bet you they haven't built up and attacked this guy yet. Because this is a relatively strong group. Although I think we could take it out. But the AI might not be confident enough to attack that, so they haven't scouted or colonized this. This is why we haven't met them yet, I think. Assuming there's a group over here. So what I'll want to do is I'm not going to actually want to destroy... I want to destroy this group at the same time as I've got a colony ship ready to go, just in case there's something in there that we need to grab that's got, say, some more... What was it called? The stuff up here. Some more Lambda. I'd need to grab Lambda. Or, there's another one too. This stuff. Nanocash is amazing. So, there's a few resources specifically that I will kill for. I'll kill for them all in the long run. But... Oh, I forgot to send out the... We're going to retreat here. I forgot to send out the colony ship. We got sidetracked again. I'm not saying that I'm an expert at this game. And when you're let's playing or streaming, it's easy to forget little things while you try to rush. So that's my excuse. I probably wouldn't make quite as many mistakes if I was just playing on my own. Usually. So these are the ships we're going to be fighting in a second. These guys. No junk field raiders, but I'm pretty sure You know, 4 fighters. These guys don't really have any guns, right? I don't think... Although they had ion beams. Ion beams aren't going to cause any problems. I bet you our mass driver ships are going to tear them apart. Mass drivers better than carrier. Yeah, that's good. Go there. Colony. Let's get that set out right now. What's next? Should we go trilithium? We're going to have a good production, you know, planet. We're going to have a good production colony. Helium's not a big deal. It certainly would give us more options with beam weapons if I want to go that route. We are researching specifically better asteroid stuff. It'd be nice to find another farmable planet, because right now we're going to end up spending a lot of time on our homeworld farming and then shipping that out. Because there's nothing else. Everything else is like, you know, tundra, barren, toxic, yada yada yada. I think we're going to go here. Rich is pretty good. Let's lock this colony down. It is kind of backfilling. We don't need to rush it. In the long run, this planet would be better, I think. But because it's got a higher pop cap. But rich means we'll start up quicker. We'll get the first few 5 per worker, 3 per worker. Yeah, you'll definitely rush through the early buildings much quicker on that. Or alternately, we could go for an asteroid. Nodium. Ship speed. I don't know. I don't know which one to pick. That's why I haven't sent my colony ship out yet. I don't know. Maybe I should just wait? No, waiting is bad. Waiting is no good. We're full of gas giants all around our homeworld. Let's pick this one up specifically. Just in case there is an enemy faction over here. I don't want them sneaking in. Actually, they'd probably, if I'm thinking of that, maybe I should just focus on the resources, because those are the ones they would normally steal from you if they could. Poor, tiny fire elementals. I don't know. Quibbling again. Let's just go here. It's fine. We'll worry about that later. Just gotta get this fight out of the way. And then we'll end our episode. Alright. Who's taking bets? You guys think we'll be okay? I think we'll be okay. So we'll have beaten up blue crystals, red crystals, and hopefully some pirates after today. Get our little... I wish there was a way to set up a deployment zone and just save it for later. That's one thing about this game that I hope they fix a little or tweak a little bit. You can't move 2 ships at once. You can only drag one around at a time. So some of the combat controls, the interface, I think could be improved a fair bit. It's not bad or anything, but definitely there's a few things missing. Like control groups, and I don't think you can do waypoints or anything. There's quite a few, you know, tactical combat things that are standard in other games that aren't included in this yet. I say yet, hoping that it does get added later. So these guys got to level up. Wow. We're not missing at all now. Maybe I'm just used to having level 2 ships all the time. We are hardly missing at all. Now they've got some missiles in front of their ship, I guess. That one got wrecked. I think we're fine. I think if you voted blue is going to die horribly, you're not going to have a good day. The fighters are getting shot down by the laser guy. Yeah. Good teamwork. Good teamwork. These little fighters, they're not going to break our shields. There's no way. Yeah. Yeah! Is that all you got, pirates? There we go, we start getting some commendations. So, third battle means now we get double XP from every upcoming battle. And the spore cannons have got enough kills in a single battle, thanks to the little fighters, that we've got a 5% damage reduction on receiving. That's cool. Very happy. So, they're a little bit more defensive. We're all going to get experience quicker. The one I really like is if you get a bunch of kills at long range, you start getting accuracy buffs to your ship. Those are the real good ones. Stop missing those long shots. Well, that was overkill. Plus, we get pirate loot. Martok, we towed an asteroid out into deep space, like you told us. No way anybody with these coordinates will find it without these coordinates. Taking some prizes. If you approach with a single unarmed transport ship, then the base will decloak even without the right transponder. This was my idea. I'm pretty proud of it. Well, we're going to have to deal with that soon. I'm sure no one will think to load a transport full of troops and attack us in a glorious pirate asteroid base hangar battle. There's no way we would ever do that. Let's pick our next tech and we'll call it an episode. Let's see. What are we... We're a little bit behind on physics, a little bit behind on methodology or economics. If we're gonna do a pirate space battle, having regenerating plants would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? It will still take a fair number of turns, though. I think it's... we're probably strong enough to just take it out as it is. We also are getting close to the point where we'll start burning through the experimental techs. They are almost always between 500 and 1,000. So once other techs are into the thousands, or 2,000s, for instance, it gets really easy to just bang a bunch of these out and see what your racial unique techs are. Plus, there's some standard stuff like cheaper heroes and stuff that you can get. Pretty awesome. Let's go for faster fleets. I'm usually struggling to keep my fleet guarding my entire territory as we expand. The larger you get, it takes a long time to get around. Maybe that's a good argument for having subspace field projectors, but at least if our fleet is faster, you know, you can respond. You'll be able to colonize a little bit quicker. We'll be able to respond a little bit faster. Can I see where the pirate... Oops, no. Don't click on that, just go home. There you go. Where was the pirate fleet? Right here. So, all we gotta do is send some troops down here, and that will be the pirate base. Well, the pirate asteroid. Let's set that up so I don't forget. I don't know how many troops you can send, to be honest. I'm pretty sure we'll be fine. Oops, actually have to launch them, right? Even if I lose them all, it's not a big deal. They'll just regenerate in the home world eventually. Alright, that's all for this episode. Thanks for watching, folks. Hope you've enjoyed. Next episode, we'll probably continue colonizing and capture, or at least try to capture, some pirate loots. See you next time.